Have you ever wondered what really happens behind the doors of nursing homes? We often hear about the care and support they provide, but what many people don't realize is that there's another side to the story, one that rarely gets talked about. In quiet moments and hushed conversations, whispers of hidden struggles and silent pain echo through these walls, reminding us that appearances can be deceiving and that every resident deserves to be truly seen and cared for. While some facilities offer quality care, others are plagued by hidden issues that can affect the health, safety, and well-being of the residents. Behind the smiles and polished surfaces, there can be chronic problems like poor hygiene, inadequate staffing, and neglect that go unnoticed until it's too late. Families are often left in shock when the truth is finally revealed, feeling betrayed by a system they once trusted to protect their loved ones. In these circumstances, every oversight or misstep can have devastating consequences, leaving scars that last far beyond a single moment. In this video, we're uncovering the 6 dark sides of nursing homes that everyone should know, from chronic understaffing and hidden fees to mistreatment and medical neglect. These are the problems that can turn what should be a place of care into a source of suffering. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to spot red flags, ask the right questions, and ensure that you or your loved ones don't become victims of these hidden dangers. We hope that this honest exploration will empower you with the insights needed to protect those you care about and foster communities that truly honor the dignity and worth of every elder. Number 1, understaffing leads to neglect. In many nursing homes, one of the most significant challenges is understaffing. Imagine a busy household where everyone has a role, yet not enough hands to go around. In a well-run home, care flows naturally because there are enough people to support one another. Unfortunately, in some nursing facilities, caregivers are often stretched so thin that the quality of care inevitably suffers. In these situations, precious time that should be devoted to comfort and companionship is instead lost, leaving residents feeling unseen and forgotten, which adds an extra layer of vulnerability. For instance, consider the story of Walter, an 82-year-old gentleman whose family entrusted him to a highly rated facility. At first, everything seemed perfect. But over time, Walter began to show signs of neglect, missed meals, delayed medications, and long periods where he was left alone without assistance. His daughter, once full of hope, noticed the subtle changes. Her father grew frailer, his confusion deepened, and those gentle eyes grew dimmer with each passing day. Research has shown that facilities with lower staff-to-resident ratios often experience higher rates of falls, infections, and other medical emergencies. The constant strain on overworked caregivers means that simple tasks such as repositioning in bed or assisting with basic hygiene are overlooked, contributing to a decline in both physical and mental health and deepening the sense of isolation. Yet, through this challenge, we also find valuable life lessons from the elderly. Many seniors, despite the neglect, demonstrate incredible resilience and a quiet determination to live each day with dignity. Their strength reminds us that while the system may be flawed, the spirit of those who have lived long lives remains unbreakable. Their ability to find hope, maintain grace, and cherish every moment, even in adversity, offers us inspiration and gentle guidance. These enduring lessons from their experiences are not just stories of survival, but also reminders to all of us to cherish every opportunity to care for one another. Reflect on a time when you or someone you love received care that made you feel safe and secure. What small details in that care made a big difference in your heart? Number 2. Poor hygiene and unsanitary conditions. A clean and safe environment is the very foundation of good care. We all expect nursing homes to be places of comfort and cleanliness, where every corner is cared for as if it were our own home. Yet, the truth can be far more unsettling. Some facilities struggle with maintaining proper hygiene, leading to conditions that are not only uncomfortable, but can also pose serious health risks. When standards slip, even the smallest oversight, like a missed cleaning schedule, can snowball into a larger issue that affects every resident's quality of life and overall well-being. Imagine walking into a home where the floors are not as spotless as you'd hope, where linens might not be washed regularly, and where an unpleasant odor lingers in the hallways like a persistent reminder of neglect. For many older adults, these unsanitary conditions are more than just a nuisance. They can lead to infections, respiratory issues, and other medical complications that undermine their comfort and safety. This scenario not only diminishes the quality of care, but also erodes the trust that families place in these institutions, leaving both residents and their loved ones feeling vulnerable and disappointed. For example, Eleanor, a 79-year-old woman who entered a nursing home for short-term rehabilitation after a fall, began to experience severe respiratory issues that quickly escalated into a serious health crisis. Despite her family's repeated concerns, the staff brushed off the persistent odor and minor signs of neglect as trivial matters, failing to see the bigger picture. But within weeks, Eleanor's condition worsened significantly, forcing her into hospitalization because of an infection that could have been prevented with better hygiene practices and attentive care. Her story is a stark reminder of the high stakes involved when proper sanitation protocols are not rigorously enforced. It is heartbreaking to consider that in a place meant for healing and comfort, poor sanitation can lead to suffering and compromise the dignity of our elders. And yet, amidst these challenges, we can find life lessons from the elderly, reminders of how vital cleanliness and proper care are to maintaining our dignity in our later years. These lessons encourage us to advocate for better conditions and to never settle for less than the respect and care every human being deserves. When we stand together and demand excellence in care, we honor the wisdom and legacy of those who have shared their years with us, inspiring future generations to uphold these standards. If you're still here, thank you for sharing this quiet moment with me. If today's message touched something true in your life, just comment number 2 so I know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe and tap the bell so you won't miss what's next. This channel is a gentle space where experience matters, kindness is shared, and growing older means something. I'm truly grateful you're here. Number 3, emotional and physical abuse. One of the most painful issues we sometimes hear about in nursing homes is the occurrence of emotional and physical abuse. It is a subject that touches on the deepest parts of our hearts. Imagine being in a place where, instead of the comfort and security you deserve, you are met with harsh words, neglect, or even physical harm. These experiences shatter the expectations of safety and trust, leaving scars that are not always visible but deeply felt, resonating with every ache of lost dignity and challenging our spirits. Take Harold, an 81-year-old man, for example. After moving into a nursing home due to his declining mobility, his family started noticing unexplained bruises on his arms. When they raised their concerns, the staff dismissed the bruises as mere accidents. Over time, Harold became more withdrawn and visibly fearful. A man who once radiated warmth and vitality began to live in constant apprehension. It was only when a relative overheard a caregiver speaking harshly and demeaningly to Harold that the grim reality became apparent. This is a deeply upsetting reflection of what happens when those entrusted with our care forget the human element. His story, though deeply painful, serves as a poignant reminder that every individual deserves compassion and care, and that any neglect robs one of the dignity they so richly deserve. It is crucial for us to recognize that the abuse, whether emotional or physical, undermines the very essence of dignity and respect that every older adult deserves. And yet, amidst these dark circumstances, Many seniors continue to share life lessons from the elderly, insights into resilience, forgiveness, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Their stories remind us that while the path may be fraught with challenges, our capacity for kindness and recovery remains boundless. These enduring accounts not only call for immediate action but also offer hope and guidance, encouraging communities to rally together, support one another, and honor every elder's precious journey, truly. Think back to a moment when you experienced or witnessed compassion during a difficult time. How did that act of kindness change your perspective or bring you comfort? Number 4. Hidden fees and financial exploitation. Navigating the financial aspects of elder care can be as daunting as any other challenge in our later years. Many families, with careful planning and budgeting, expect transparency in the costs of nursing home care. Yet the reality is that hidden fees and financial exploitation are common pitfalls that can devastate the savings and peace of mind of our loved ones. The shock of unexpected expenses not only drains resources but also erodes the trust that families work so hard to build, leaving everyone feeling overwhelmed and vulnerable, as if their future has suddenly become uncertain. Consider Barbara, an 84-year-old woman whose family had diligently budgeted for her care. One day her daughter made a disturbing discovery. Barbara's savings had been nearly depleted, drained by charges for services that were neither necessary nor provided. Contracts that initially appeared clear turned out to have vague clauses, leading to extra fees for everyday services like assistance with dressing or even eating. In some cases, residents with cognitive impairments are even more vulnerable, as unscrupulous practices may lead to unauthorized financial decisions that leave them without the funds they need. This situation not only disrupts financial security, but also inflicts deep emotional wounds on families who trusted the system to safeguard their hard-earned money and honor the dignity of their loved ones. This issue is not just about money, it is about the trust and respect that every elder deserves. It is a reminder, one of the many life lessons from the elderly, that financial security is an essential part of our dignity and independence. We must all be vigilant, ask the right questions, and ensure that our loved ones are not exploited financially. Transparency, careful monitoring, and a willingness to question every charge can protect our families from undue hardship. By fostering open conversations and holding institutions accountable, we honor our elders' legacy and reinforce the values of honesty and respect that they have taught us through their long-lived experiences. If you're still here, thank you for sharing this quiet moment with me. If today's message touched something true in your life, just comment number 4 so I know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe and tap the bell so you won't miss what's next. This channel is a gentle space where experience matters, kindness is shared, and growing older means something. I'm truly grateful you're here. Number 5. Limited medical oversight. Many nursing homes advertise themselves as places where residents receive proper medical supervision, but the reality is often far different. In too many cases, seniors experience long delays in receiving medical attention, are prescribed unnecessary medications to keep them sedated, or have their health concerns ignored until it's too late. One of the biggest problems is the lack of on-site medical professionals. While some high-quality nursing homes have doctors or skilled nurses readily available, others only have part-time medical staff who visit occasionally, leaving residents without proper care when they need it most. If a resident suddenly falls ill or experiences severe pain, they might have to wait hours or even days before receiving medical attention. For seniors with chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or dementia, this delay can be dangerous. Another major issue is the overuse of medication, particularly sedatives and antipsychotic drugs. Some nursing homes resort to medicating residents as a way to manage behavior rather than addressing their actual needs. Instead of providing personalized care, staff may give residents powerful drugs to keep them quiet and docile, even when it's not medically necessary. This practice, sometimes referred to as chemical restraint, can lead to serious side effects including confusion, falls, and a significantly reduced quality of life. Consider the case of Gerald, a 77-year-old man who had always been mentally sharp before moving into a nursing home. Within months, his family noticed a drastic change. He seemed groggy, confused, and disoriented, struggling to hold conversations he once enjoyed. When his daughter checked his medical records, she was shocked to find that he had been prescribed powerful sedatives he had never needed before. When she confronted the staff, she learned that the drugs were given to manage his restlessness rather than to treat any legitimate medical condition. Think back to a time when you received prompt and caring medical attention. How did that experience shape your trust in the people who care for you? Number 6. Residents suffer from loneliness and depression. One of the most overlooked issues in nursing homes isn't medical neglect or financial exploitation. It's the emotional toll of loneliness and isolation. Many seniors enter a nursing home expecting a sense of community and belonging, but instead they find themselves spending long hours alone with little to no meaningful interaction. This isolation can leave them feeling abandoned and forgotten, as if the connections they once cherished have slowly faded away over time. The absence of regular, heartfelt contact creates a void that no medication or treatment can fill, leading to a profound sense of despair and solitude. For many seniors, social connections are just as important as medical care. Studies have shown that loneliness in older adults increases the risk of dementia, weakens the immune system, and even shortens lifespan. Yet, in many nursing homes, residents spend most of their time confined to their rooms, staring at the walls or watching television alone, missing out on the warmth of genuine human interaction. The hurried pace of daily routines and the constant rush of the staff leave little time for sincere conversation. Even when structured activities or group outings are offered, they are often poorly attended or lack the personal touch that sparks true engagement, leaving residents feeling more isolated than ever. Consider the case of Helen, an 80-year-old woman who moved into a nursing home after her beloved husband passed away. At first, she tried to stay positive by making friends and keeping herself busy, clinging to memories of better days and hoping for new connections. But as time passed, she discovered that the staff were always rushing from one task to another, leaving little room for personal interaction, and the other residents rarely spoke to each other. The social events provided were repetitive and uninspired, lacking any real engagement or warmth. Eventually, Helen stopped trying. She began eating alone, spent most of her day in silence, and the once bright sparkle in her eyes grew dim. Though she wasn't physically ill, Helen was suffering deeply from isolation, as the absence of compassionate companionship slowly eroded her inner light and sense of purpose. If you're still here, thank you for sharing this quiet moment with me. If today's message touched something true in your life, just comment number 6 so I know you're here. And if you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe and tap the bell so you won't miss what's next. This channel is a gentle space where experience matters, kindness is shared, and growing older means something. I'm truly grateful you're here. Final thoughts? We've uncovered 6 difficult truths about nursing homes, truths that too many families discover only when it's too late. From not having enough caregivers and unclean conditions to hidden costs, limited medical care, and the deep loneliness some residents feel, these issues can greatly affect the lives of our seniors, who deserve far better care and respect. Every day, countless families learn these harsh realities, feeling heartache as they uncover the hidden struggles behind closed doors, reminding us that vigilance and empathy are essential to protect our loved ones. As family members and friends, it falls to us to ask thoughtful questions. keep a watchful eye, and speak up for those who may not be able to do so for themselves. If you or a loved one is thinking about moving into a nursing home, please don't rely solely on brochures or the facility's promises. Visit the facility in person, have gentle conversations with the staff, and take note of how the residents are treated. Look into how often a doctor or nurse visits, how many caregivers there are for each resident, and what daily activities are provided. Remember, just because a place appears tidy on the surface does not mean it is offering the genuine care that seniors truly need. Always trust your instincts and cherish the small moments of compassion that reveal the true nature of care. Nursing homes should be places where dignity, kindness, and respect shine through, not places where people are left to feel forgotten. If today's discussion has made you pause and think about what might be happening behind closed doors, then we have already taken the first step together. Awareness is the key to making better choices for you and your loved ones. We must continue to educate ourselves and share our experiences, ensuring that every senior experiences the comfort and love they deserve, and that every institution is held to the highest standard of care. Thank you for spending this time with us. We would be grateful if you shared your thoughts. Please leave a comment telling us one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your experiences and insights are very important. By sharing your personal stories and reflections, you help build a community of informed advocates who stand together to create a safer, more respectful environment for our elders, inspiring others to take action as well. If you found this message helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with others. Your support helps us continue to create content that informs, comforts, and inspires. Every like, share, and subscription builds a network of caring individuals dedicated to improving the lives of our seniors, and it strengthens our collective voice for change in the face of these challenging issues. As you go about your day, remember the wise words of an old proverb: "Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see." May these words guide you and remind you that even the smallest act of kindness can create a ripple of hope, transforming lives and brightening the darkest of days.